I realized the other day I looked at my phone. Got Maris cleaning up the table. Yeah. So I saw that name and did a double take.
Who?
One on top.
The what?
There we go. Knew you'd get it the second try. What's up?
You and me next, buddy.
Oh, is it? All right, let's do it.
Well, not yet.
Looks like we got Clay and Matty H here. Playing at the beautiful Emporium in Logan Square, Chicago. Nice cut there from Clay. Followed up with a nice right wall under. And the left wall. Clay's on tonight. Pick to click right there. By the way, folks, if you're liking what you see, make sure you like and subscribe to Chicago Air Hockey. We do this every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Far right, we got Matty H. Hernandez. On the near side, we got Clay Foster. That was unfortunate. Matt with the turnover, forced right back in by Clay. Matty just missing there on the right wall. Clay crossing him up. Nice get by Clay. Almost a charge stuff for a goal there by Clay. And an angry forehand left wall to take it. Thanks to everybody who's watching. We got another match coming up in just a moment. Clay's running the bracket tonight and playing. So we got to see who we got coming up here. We got Matt Lemoyne on the far side. Matt Lemoyne on the far side, number 24 in the world, Matt Lemoyne. That's right. Matt's a high school English teacher here in Chicago.
How you been?
Pretty good, man. I'm getting ready to commentate your match. I am for real. I'm right here. That's right. Matt is number one in our hearts. We got David Harris on the near side versus Matt Lemoyne on the far side. Face off coming. Matt with the left wall thunder immediately. Matt is spotting David 5 goals. The current score is 5-1. The weekly air hockey tournament at Emporium Logan Square is always point spotted based on your ability level and number of tournaments won. David is currently up 2-5.
You're on deck. Yeah.
All right. Got somebody in here clowning saying New York air hockey's better. You should come to the Chicago Open and show us. Chicago Open's going to be held October 23rd through 25th. You can register at the Chicago Air Hockey website. How's it going, Misha? Matt working some off goals. And scores with a cut. And yes, Matt is a beast. Scores 5-6. And Matt with an off-speed left wall. Matt takes game 1. In case you're new here, tournament matches are the best out of 3 games. Each game is first to 7 goals. And it is point spotted, so David is starting with a 5-0 lead on Matt. (1-5) on the cut. And hammering a left wall under is Matt. 2-5. David with a right wall under, making it 6-2. Three, 6. Matt's trying to find a way through David's defense here. Matt tries going right wall. Just misses with the over.
Shameless plug, y'all. Be sure to subscribe. We reached our viewer limit. Nobody else can watch until people start subscribing. I feel like a YouTube personality and I hate it. Please don't make me say it again.
Yeah, if you like what you see here, please like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. David takes game 2. We're going to game 3.
If you like and subscribe, I'll beat all these nerds tonight.
Andrew Anderson says, like and subscribe, and it'll inspire him to beat all these nerds tonight. He might even take his shirt off, but don't let that get in the way of liking and subscribing. David scores an over and is 1 goal away from winning this match. Nah, man, pool's not fast enough. Pool's just not fast enough. Got somebody asking about the scoring on the table. We keep score manually here, mainly because games usually overlap and the table will time out. Not only that, we work on a points handicap system. David's currently up 6-3, regardless of what the scoreboard says. Matt with a nice get. And scores.
That's fucking awesome.
Jennifer wants to know what the prize is. The prize is you get all the leftover tokens at the end of the night. You get a free drink at the bar, and maybe even a shot of Malort. We'll see. I think what the crab is saying is he wants to sign up so he can show us how it's done. We'd love to have you, Crab. And that's the match. David over Matt. I would say a shot of Malort along with a drink and a whole bunch of tokens is a pretty good prize. Even better as far as prizes go is the Chicago Open coming up October 23rd to 25th here in Chicago. You can sign up and register at chicagoairhockey.com. Yeah, anybody could do it. All you got to do is sign up, and we'll get you in the bracket. We'll get you on the roster, and come on in and play. David wants to know what the prize is again. The prize, you get all the tokens at the end of the night that are left over. You get a free drink and probably a shot of Malort too, as long as we get your picture taken while doing it. All right, I got to play, so Andrew's going to switch over to commentating.
Bear in mind, he's got to play, but he doesn't have to play well, so... People play air hockey all around the country. The major places that play, there's a lot of people who play in North Carolina, I believe in Raleigh and Durham and a couple other places. Boise, Idaho has a really good scene. Houston, Texas has a big scene, and there's a few people who play in New York City as well. And you know, there's tables all over the country. Play wherever you want to play. Invite your friends out and have a good time. I'm not a big air hockey person, but it's a great way to break the week up. We play on Wednesdays. I get to come play with a bunch of friends, and it's a fun time no matter what. Left first is right-handed here. Brian here is a a 5-point handicap as a right-hander. Dan is a 5-point handicap as a left-hander. Dan is normally a 6-point handicap. He normally plays right-handed. He's got a little bit of a lingering injury, so some weeks he plays left-handed to try to rest that. So keep in mind, as good as Dan does, he is playing with a completely different hand than he is used to. Yeah, David, it's absolutely a blast. I say this all the time about air hockey people, and they're all my good friends. They're weirdos, but they're the coolest of the weirdos, which are my favorite kind of people, just like me. Nobody who comes to air hockey thinks they're too cool. They're just all down to have a good time, make friends, and have a little competition. Brian Eber with a strong right wall under. Dan Meyer takes game one as a lefty. Brian Niebuhr looks like he's locking in. You guys think that he keeps a tube of Go-Gurt under the bill of that hat? I've always been curious. Yeah, Nokia, there's no right way to hold the mallet, seemingly. You might see a few different mallets here. You see Dan has one that's 3D printed, so it's shaped different than the standard shaped one that Niebuhr's using, but everybody holds it a little bit different. Billy Stubbs, one of the best to ever do it, who plays up here, when he's on defense, he holds the top of the mallet, but whenever he's on offense, he holds the side like Niebuhr does. That's his way of playing, and again, he's one of the best to ever do it, but it's really a comfort thing and what works best for you. Everybody has their own style. As you watch players play, you'll see that everybody does something a little bit different. You gotta find what works for you. Dave T, this is absolutely a thing. There are several players here in Chicago that are top 20 in the world. So, and at first you think it's a game you remember from your childhood, and you realize it can be something totally different with the right players. From a personal standpoint, to tell you how intense it is, old Dan here one time hit me in the eyebrows so hard I got a concussion. So it goes pretty fast. Yeah, Dave, look up some YouTube videos. There's a few. And Brian Eber throws his puck or throws his mallet. Look up some YouTube videos. You'll find some old ones, especially from the early 90s, late 80s, of the players named like Tim Weissman, Mark Robbins. Mark Robbins is one of the godfathers of the sport. He plays here in Chicago sometimes. You'll see some people, and it was a different game. It wasn't the same as like any sport it develops, but they were still very, very good. And most of those guys who played back then can still whoop my ass basically any week. Dan Meyer takes the win over Brian Eber.
Yeah.
Now I think it's my turn to play.
I took the L on that one, everybody. Sorry. Dan usually plays as a righty. I've been playing Dan for 7 years, and now he's starting to play as a lefty, and he's getting pretty damn good.
That win was sponsored by the Puck Buddies.
Ah, yeah. Puck Buddies air hockey merchandise, 3D printed right here in Chicago. All right, well, no, not fuck buddies, puck buddies. All right, I gotta face these guys off. Hang on.
It was a nightmare. I was like, how am I getting out of here?
All right, we got Clay scoring on the face-off there. Now it's 2-5. Clay spotting Chanel a 5-goal lead. If you're new here, as a reminder, our weekly tournaments are point spot handicap based on ability and the number of tournaments that you won. Clay has a handicap of 5. That means when he's playing against a beginner, he's spotting that beginner a 5-goal lead. Yeah, Tesla, come on over and play. We do this every Wednesday, 8 o'clock, here at Emporium in Logan Square, Chicago. Sign-ups are pretty loose. We usually start sign-ups around 7:45, 8 o'clock or so. We try to get started close to 8, but we run on air hockey time. Tesla, you should start a scene there. What's up, Matteo? Thanks for watching from Italy. This is air hockey. It's been a game/sport since the mid-70s. It is the fastest table game on the planet. It's really fun. I got hooked back in 2017. So me personally, I've been playing for about 8 years now. Hello to you too, Jafrula. Clay working on that left wall. Oh, it does. depending on how hard the shot is, there's no way the frame rate of the camera will be able to capture it. The match I just played against Dan prior to this one, there was a lot of ridiculously fast shots. Me personally, I'm a physics teacher. I actually did a video analysis of this once, and if you scale it up to baseball dimensions, it's like trying to hit a 300-mile-an-hour fastball from the same distance. You might be able to block it with your reflexes, but really it's all about being in the right place at the right time and trying to anticipate. Yeah, absolutely you could play if you're a beginner here. Everything is point spotted, so if you're playing against somebody who has a lot of experience, maybe he's gone to the World Tournament, maybe won a few of our tournaments here, you'll get a point spot. Looks like Clay just won game 1. Every match is a best of 3 games. Each game is the first to 7. What's up, aviation? I teach high school physics here in Chicago. I've been doing it for 19 years. I teach it at all levels, and I teach it bilingually. I teach AP Physics. I used to teach the old AP Physics B course. Now it's morphed into AP Physics 1. I also teach honors physics and conceptual physics as well. What's up, Money Motivated? Clay on the far side is pretty experienced. I think this might be Chantel's first tournament. She's holding her own. Yeah, I speak Spanish as well. Every once in a while I have a Spanish language sheltered class. Most of the time though it's in English. Okay. We got game 3 coming up here between Clay and Chantel. We just had a puck go flying off the other table, almost into the free throw arcade machine. Pucks can and will fly off the table if you're hitting them hard enough. Or if the rails are too clean, that'll cause them to fly off the table as well. Usually fly-offs happen about once or twice per match, sometimes more, depending on how hard the players are hitting it. As far as the rules go, if you hit the puck and the puck flies off, you lose possession. Possession goes to the other player. Yeah, the player in red is a good player. Clay's doing real well. He's been showing a lot of improvement lately, and really proud of the work he's been putting in. Liquid Rewind, what's going on? As far as players in California, California's not as big of a hub for air hockey as it used to be. Right now, the main hubs for air hockey are Houston, San Antonio, Dallas, Fort Worth, Chicago, the Triangle area, North Carolina. Idaho's got a good scene going on. There's also a scene in New York. As far as California goes, I know we got some players in the San Francisco area that are looking for more people. They're trying to get a scene started there. And there are a few in Los Angeles as well. Hi, what you are watching is air hockey, live from Chicago. Match point either way here, 6-6 in game 3. Oh no, Chantel loses, Clay wins. All of our matches are friendly, I suppose. This is just a weekly tournament where experienced players and beginning players can all play. Everything's point spotted, so We try to make it as fair as possible for everybody. I got my start by coming to this tournament 8 years ago. I got hooked almost immediately and been coming back ever since. Erin, let's be fair, it's her first tournament. Sorry, y'all, I just had to face that off there. Every match begins with a face-off. Dan is spotting Maris, a 2-goal lead. Currently, it's 2-1 Maris. Dan Meyer is in the far side. Maris is in the near side. Aaron, some of us are world ranked, but this is kind of an opportunity for beginning players to mingle with world ranked players, and everybody just has a really good time playing this game that we like to think of as a sport. What's up, Dooney? I just want to say that this is not actually a stainless steel top. All air hockey surfaces that are made by Valley Dynamo, basically the play field itself is about a little bit more than an inch thick MDF routed out for the air channels. The actual play surface itself is about a 1/16 inch thick layer of melamine, custom drilled for the air holes that allow the puck to glide frictionlessly. Hell yeah, Sniper, you should get out here.
Hey, they don't want to hear the science, they want to hear the smack talk. They want the action.
They do want to hear this.
Pro wrestling style air hockey.
They want to hear the science and the smack talk and the pro wrestling. Sorry, we like pro wrestling here too. What's up? This is coming live from Emporium Logan Square in Chicago, Illinois. If you like what you're seeing here, we'd love to have you like and subscribe. Nick Sharif wants to know who's the Wayne Gretzky of air hockey.
Ooh, that's tough, but I think we know.
The Wayne Gretzky of air hockey is a guy named Colin Cummings. He won the world championship 12 years in a row. He's the youngest world champion. And he was actually recently defeated at the most recent world championships in Houston by Jacob Munoz.
He's going 14 the first time he won?
Yeah, he was a teenager when he won the first one. And
Couldn't even play here.
Yeah, he ran off like 12 in a row. All the way from LA, we appreciate that. Thank you, Sniper.
Hell yeah, Louisiana.
Yeah, there's nothing like playing on a good air hockey table. A lot of the ones that you would find are like either really cheap, they don't perform well, they don't hold up, and you can't play at a high level on anything other than a Valley Dynamo or maybe a Gold Standard Games table. But mostly we like Valley Dynamo tables. Dynamo is the air hockey wing of Valley Dynamo. Valley is the pool table half of the company. The beautiful thing about it is that both tables use the exact same dimensions of cabinet. Both surfaces are 8x4. We would love to have more Canadian players. There used to be a pretty vibrant scene in Toronto back in the 80s. And then players retired and scenes dried up. But we would love to get more Canadian players at Worlds. Sam, I'll let him know. I'm sure he loves it too. Oh, no. There's a fly off that hit Maris. I don't know where, but it didn't look like it felt good. Table timed out. For those of you that are watching, please don't keep score based on the scoreboard you see on the table itself. We do keep score manually because of fly-offs and point spots and games that go over the time limit on the table. What's up, Beto? What's up, Vladislav? Yeah, we're here because we love air hockey and drinking.
Yeah, I'm here to drink. Air hockey's tangential.
Right. What's up, Ray Ray?
I'm that MLB announcer who'd get fired mid-game, so I gotta keep it cool.
Dan keeps hitting Maris. For those of you that are watching here, Dan Meyer is on the near side here. Normally Dan plays as a righty. He's dealing with some shoulder and elbow issues, and so he's kind of relearning to play as a lefty. So what you're seeing is not his natural hand, but he's been working pretty hard over the last month and a half, 2 months to get real good as a lefty. He just whooped my ass maybe about 20 minutes ago or so. Maris is begging Dan just to let her have one goal and to not get hit. Oh, it's totally 80s. Get into it. I heard you play better if you have a mullet and some jorts.
Definitely jorts.
Definitely jorts. No old school cigarette vending machines though. They do have vending machines here at Emporium Logan Square with all sorts of stuff in it for whatever you're into. Yeah, Fat Singer, get into it. Heath Slater's asking, who's the LeBron James of the sport? We had somebody ask earlier, who's the Wayne Gretzky of air hockey, and I guess I'll just give the same answer to this as I did to that. Colin Cummings is a 12-time world champion, won his first championship as a teenager, and then rattled off 11 more in a row, I believe. If you're watching, one thing that Dan Meyer is known for here in the near field, Dan is pretty good at manipulating timing, using pump fakes. He's got ridiculously powerful strong wall undershots. He hits it real hard and yet is still able to keep it on the table. Whose knuckles take the worst beating?
Mine.
I would say Andrew's probably, more than anybody. I got mine right here. Although the tape is not for comfort necessarily, it's to have a better grip on the mallet so it doesn't go flying, but I've gotten hit in the knuckles enough where I used to wrap my entire fingers on them, but then I couldn't hold on to the mallet either way, so that's where we're at. Ace doesn't believe me about Dan Meyer. The scary thing is how solid Dan is as a lefty player. It's pretty terrifying when he plays as a righty. Keep in mind, folks, he's doing that with his offhand. He's been teaching himself how to do it for a while now. What's up, Harold? Honestly, I was so busy running my mouth, I wasn't keeping track of the score, to be honest. They're keeping score manually over here. Oh, and that is it. Dan entering the matrix. Looks like we are going to game 3. Game 3. Maris is starting with a 2-0 lead. All of our tournaments here are point spotted based on ability level and tournament wins. So if you're a beginner, it's all good. Come on in and play. We got world ranked players here as well as total beginners. We're more than happy to teach you how to play, and it's a ton of fun. Maris getting one in there. Dan knocks it off the table. William, we're at Emporium Logan Square in Chicago. Just a little bit southeast of Milwaukee and Fullerton. Oh, Maris. Oh my goodness. I've never seen Maris with such a solid right wall. Dan knocks it off the table again. You know, if we ever truly make it with our stream, maybe we'll have instant replay, but I doubt it. I feel like we just get drunk and break it.
Hey, Matt.
Maris is holding her own here against Dan. Maris waited a little bit too long on that one. Maris with forehand, missing twice, puck in the air, back to the table, possession Maris. Dan saying that even though the puck was airborne, it was never out of play. Therefore, Maris topped it and loses possession. I'm watching here. I'm not listening.
I thought I heard a wall.
You got 3. 5? All right.
You're a terrible announcer. Like just a gossiper.
I'll let him know, but right now, Maris has got game point right now. One more goal for Maris, and she's got it. Maris is up 6-3 with possession. Oh, Maris is just missing with those right wall overs. If she keeps it up, it won't be long. Dan's trying to figure out how to get it going here. He's got to make up 4 goals before Maris can score 1. If you're just watching, we're watching Game 3 of Dan Meyer versus Maris Benz. Maris is up 6-3. Dan's trying, Maris is blocking. There's a hard left wall under from Dan Meyer. Dan trying to finesse an over. And Maris takes the match. Maris wins. A transition straight shot. If you're just now joining us, you are watching the Wednesday night weekly air hockey tournament at Chicago's Emporium Logan Square. And if you're a first timer, please like and subscribe. We also want to let you know that the Chicago Open Air Hockey Tournament is happening October 23rd to the 25th here in Chicago. You can register at Chicago Air Hockey's website. Our tournaments are all point spotted, so beginners are on an equal level as experienced veterans and world ranked players. On the near side, we have Andrew Anderson. On the far side, we got David Harris. Andrew's a little bit more experienced of a player than David, but the point spot should negate his advantage. In front of me here, we have the new Puck Buddies merchandise creation. This is called the Face Off Buddy. Matty H is going to actually Matt Lemoyne's going to demonstrate on this. It looks like a switchblade. Andrew's going to be spotting David a 4-goal lead. So we're going to be starting off 4-0 David. It's our Chicago switchblade face-off device. Matt's not accustomed to holding a switchblade, so this is okay. This is normal. Oh! Andrew right out of the gate, aggressive. Andrew starting off, trying a right wall under, a few straights. One thing to notice about Andrew's releases is that he has more of a punch release than a wrist snap release, which is kind of deceptive if you haven't seen it before. Score is 4-1, David. David's on the far side, Andrew on the near. Andrew testing David's defense with off goals. And scoring. 2-4. It's ridiculous how fun it is, Alex. There's another one, 3-4. David's lead has shrunk from 4-0 to 4-3. Andrew with a nice get. David trying a left wall. Andrew scores with a forehand cut. 4-4. Andrew with another punch cross. 5-4 Andrew. I know, it's a very different release. Most people have kind of a wrist snap. Andrew kind of punches at it. There we go, David. Right wall under from David, 6-5, Andrew. And there it is. Andrew takes game 1, 7-5. Switching sides for game 2. This is a best of 3 match. Each game goes to 7. Andrew has a handicap of 4. Andrew is spotting David 4 goals. So David is starting with a 4-0 lead. Andrew loses possession, gets it back. Andrew's trying to get David to fall for that punch straight again. And there it is. 1-4. Nice defense from Andrew there. And a self-goal by Andrew. Doesn't matter how good you are at this. Own goals will happen. Score right now is 5-2, David over Andrew. David on the near side, Andrew on the far. David's, 6-2 David. David's complaining that Andrew's shots are so hard they're killing his fingers. David is playing without tape on a house mallet, so I could only imagine how much that sucks. 6-3. And 6-4, Andrew coming back. At one point, David had a 6-2 lead, now shrunk to 6-4 in game 2. You are watching the Wednesday weekly air hockey tournament at Chicago's Emporium in Logan Square. Andrew scores again. 6-5, David. Andrew has come back from being down 6-2. David trying to force game 3. Andrew ties it up 6-6, coming back from down 6-2. And there it is. David forces a game 3, takes game 2, 7-6. David now on the far side, Andrew on the near. David is starting with a 4-goal lead on Andrew. All of our Wednesday weekly tournaments are point spotted. 4-1. Andrew testing David's defense. Still using his punch release. 4-2, Andrew. David in the lead, 4-2. And there it is, right wall under. 5-2, David. Table's timed out, so don't go by what you see on the scoreboard. We're keeping score right here. 5-2, David. Andrew still trying with the punch straight. And there it is, 5-3. David trying a right wall, blocked by Andrew. Andrew still trying for that punch straight. David's starting to catch on though. Nice get by Andrew, another punch straight. And there it is again. David's up 5-4 and loses possession. 5-5. Andrew has come back from 5-1 in this match to tie at 5-5. In the previous game, Andrew came back from being down 6-2 to force a 7th point, which he lost. Oh my goodness. 6-5, David. Match point 5 for David. Match point either way. 6-6. Match point either way. Next goal will win. Ace, it's hard to commentate and watch at the same time, man. I'm just a teacher. David got him. 7-6 in game 3. There it is. Andrew thought that there was an over. If you're not sure what exactly that means, you're not allowed to strike the puck when it's over the line. Partially is okay, completely over is not. The problem with the Dynamo Firestorm play field that you see right here is that there is no center line. There's only flames. That's why these play fields are not tournament sanctioned on a national or world level, but they're good enough for weeklies here in Chicago. If you're joining us for the first time, this is the Wednesday weekly air hockey tournament at Emporium Logan Square in Chicago, brought to you by Chicago Air Hockey. If you like what you see, like and subscribe. Also, just so that you know, we got the Chicago Open air hockey tournament coming up October 23rd to 25th here in Chicago. You can register at the Chicago Air Hockey website on Squarespace. What's up, Misha? How are you? Thanks for watching. We're just happy to bring what we do here to everybody that's interested. All right, we have Andrew on the far side, Maris on the near. Andrew is spotting Maris, I believe, a 1-goal lead. "1-1" is the score. "2-1" Andrew. Andrew testing the defense with off goals. Maris hammering home a right wall under. 2-2. Andrew with a forehand cut. 3-2 Andrew. Where are the jerseys? I don't know, man. Andrew's got his Oklahoma City Thunder shirt on. That's kind of his uniform. 4-2 Andrew. Andrew still using a punch release.
Yeah. Well, the winner of this plays with me and David.
What's up, Daniil? We're playing at Emporium Logan Square here in Chicago on the near northwest side. Off of Milwaukee, a little bit south of Fullerton. 4-2 Andrew. "5-2 Andrew. "5-3 Maris with the right wall over. Andrew trying a 1-2. Andrew testing the limits of the 7-second shot rule. There is a world governing body for air hockey. It's the United States Air Hockey Association. One of the rules of this game is that you can only hold possession on one side for 7 seconds. Yes, we can and we have. Dan Meyer's beaten Nathan Buss on a couple of separate occasions, I believe. But Nathan Buss is a fantastic player, and he's done a great job building the air hockey community in Idaho. He's doing a great job, and their media setup is fantastic. Between Nathan Buss and Peter Kai, Matt Bentley, they do a great job over there. Another player from Idaho, Chance Studer, had a fantastic world tournament a few weekends back. Nice forehand from Andrew to take game one.
Internet is gross.
Everyone's watching it.
Every time Andrew's on camera, we lose viewers. Andrew doesn't like that. Maris trying to finesse a cut past Andrew and misses, but gets it back. Maris with a punch left wall, and Andrew with the right wall under. Yeah, you're not seeing things, Bellward. Possession is one of the main things that separate experienced players from beginners. You can't score if you don't have the puck. So one of the things that we value, at least here in Chicago, and I think everybody else too, is the ability to get that puck back and keep it moving. Andrew with a hard left wall that just misses. Andrew still trying with the punch release straight. Right into Maris's mallet. Andrew tries to charge at the line. Maris is not impressed and goes right around him. Andrew trying to up the tempo. Maris trying to slow it down. You totally should. You should get out here and join us every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Andrew flubs a goal into himself. Folks, you don't want to see what just happened off camera. Andrew's shirt was up. And yes, ladies, he's single. What's up, Rizal? How are you? The guys from Photon Air Hockey said they could whoop us. That's an interesting take, considering that one of our guys from Chicago won the Blitz World Championship a couple weekends ago. I'm just talking smack, man. Everybody that plays air hockey is part of a really great community, and everybody tries to support each other.
I trust that.
Besides, Daniil, we would welcome them to come up here from Texas and show us. What's up, Amir? How are you? We have Maris Benz on the far side, Andrew on the near. Nice left wall from Andrew Anderson.
6'2", I think.
Nice get by Andrew.
Oh.
Maris getting aggressive with her shooting. Andrew with a punch straight. And that is match. I'm going to level with you. I'm not exactly sure where we are in the bracket right now. I think we have a couple more matches. We're getting pretty much down to the end of the weekly here.
I think we have Clay versus David, and then...
Yeah, we got David Harris versus Clay Foster coming up. Clay is wearing his 2025 North Carolina State Air Hockey t-shirt. Man, you know, Daniil, you would have made his day if you gave him a 6.9 out of 10. Just saying. Bellward, I'm not gonna lie, there's a phone mounted on a tripod that we're streaming this from, and my face is about like 3 inches from it. But I appreciate the compliment. The microphone setup is amateur as hell, but it's working. So I appreciate you. Andrew is a sweater. Clay Foster hammering home straight from the face-off. 5-1 David. Clay is spotting David a 5-goal lead. Games go to 7. This is a best of 3. Clay testing David's defense with straights. misses on a forehand. David hammers a right wall, leaves the table, loses possession, back to Clay. Clay drifting the puck. Off goal, still testing, and hammers home a forehand left wall under on David. 5-2, David. Downhill's wondering what happens when the puck is out of play. Is there a penalty, or do they just put a new puck in? It depends on how the puck left possession. If the offense player hits it off the table, they lose possession. Possession changes sides. Air hockey's all over because I think people are looking for something fast and organic and real, that you're only 8 feet away from the person you're competing against. It's the fastest table game on the planet, and it deserves more recognition and more players. But we appreciate you, Hunter. In the last year and a half, we've really been upping on a national level our social media presence on Instagram with Centerline Air Hockey, as well as on YouTube with the various hubs of air hockey activity across the country and across the world. Thanks for being a small part of it. We have Clay Foster on the far side, David Harris on the near. And Clay takes game 1, 7-5. Switching sides. Switching sides. Clay Foster on the near side, David Harris on the far. Clay spotting David Harris, a 5-0 lead. Possession, David. Clay trying a forehand, missing. David loses possession, back to Clay. Clay drifting. Misses with a cross, just misses with the right wall over. Clay with a nice cut, 5-1, David. Clay digging it out of the corner, drifting. Puck might need a sanding. When the puck takes a little bit too much of a beating, it's not gliding properly. There's sandpaper installed on both ends of the table. Sand the puck, glides a little bit better. Hunter, that's great to hear. My stream is always full of air hockey because I'm playing it, I'm watching it. I love it. So my social media feed is always air hockey all the time. So for somebody that doesn't play a lot, to be seeing it out there and seeing what good air hockey players can do, that's a great thing. We love to hear that. And yes, we would love to have you. One of the reasons I got into air hockey in the first place is that it was the only bar sport I was ever really good enough to hustle people at. I found out that they did tournaments here. I started playing, won a couple of them, and fell in love with it. Didn't even know that there was a competitive organizing body for air hockey, or that there was a world championship or state tournaments or anything else. All it takes is going to your first weekly, playing against some really good players and watching what they do, and doing a lot of losing, to be honest. Clay using a deception drift. David not fooled. Nice get by Clay. David having some trouble with puck control, but he's turned it around. Possession back to Clay. Clay drifting. Loses possession. David missing on a right wall under. Clay's got it back. Clay with a right wall over. Way too far over. Clay trying to figure out what will work. David's defense has toughened up. There it is, a forehand cross from Clay Foster. David's lead has dwindled to 5-4. 6-4. David crosses him up. David is up 6-4. Game point 4, David. 6-5. Clay with a nice cut shot on David Harris. Yeah, it does give table tennis vibes. The speed of the game between two seasoned players is almost faster than table tennis because of the proximity of one player to the next. At least with table tennis and ping pong, whatever you want to call it, you can back up and give yourself more room. That is not a possible thing to do in this sport. Clay comes back and takes it. Clay started down 0-5 and takes the game 7-6 and the match 2-0. Daniil, we've heard great things about Josiah's game. Josiah Kamisic, I believe his name is. From when he started to where he's at right now, he's been making a ton of progress, and it's fun to watch him elevate. My name's Brian Niebuhr, and you are watching the Wednesday night Chicago Weekly Air Hockey Tournament at Emporium Logan Square. This broadcast is brought to you by Chicago Air Hockey. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe. Also, we have the Chicago Open Air Hockey Tournament coming up October 23rd to 25th. You can register at Chicago Air Hockey's Squarespace page. Please do. We'd love to have you. Next match being called here in a moment, but it will involve Andrew Anderson, who is looking for a nickname. Andrew Anderson is playing Matt Lemoyne. Andrew on the far side, Matt on the near. Andrew is taking requests for nicknames. I said his nickname should be Shots. I think Sweaty would also be good. Sweaty Andrew Anderson has almost a wrestler kind of vibe to it. Matt Lemoyne has no nickname. Right now we got Andrew Anderson squaring off against Matt Lemoyne. Andrew on the far side, Matt on the near. Clay is holding up the Puck Buddy Face-Off Buddy. Newly 3D printed right here in Chicago. It's got that switchblade flavor to it. We like that. All right, here we go. We got Matt Lemoyne on the near side. Andrew Anderson on the far side. Face off. Matt is going to be spotting Andrew a 1-goal lead, which has just been erased. 1-1. Andrew with a punch-style left wall, and then a forehand, loses possession. Matt scores on a left wall while Andrew was not looking. Matt drifting and scores on a cut. And Andrew with an off-speed left wall over. Andrew missing with a forehand. Matt gets possession back and scores on the cut. Andrew doesn't like this. He's telling him to stop it. Matt trying the left wall unders and overs. And here we go. Matt drifting. Trying the left wall under, blocked by Andrew. Andrew trying a punch shot. Matt is not fooled. Andrew with possession. Andrew scores on a forehand cut. Matt trying cut after cut of his own without success. Andrew missing on a forehand, gets possession back, tries another forehand, misses again. Matt with possession, trying a cut, blocked by Andrew. Matt trying for the cross. Missing again. Matt back to his patented left wall under. One of the best in the game, scores on a cut. Scores 5-4. Andrew either missing or attempting off goals. The table's timed out. Players will take a short break. And we are back. Matt drifting. Andrew taking an off goal from the left side. Matt missing with the left. Matt scores on a cut. Andrew missing on a forehand. Matt takes game 1. Again, we're coming to you live from Emporium in Logan Square, Chicago, Illinois. We're in game 2 of Andrew Anderson on the near side versus Matt Lemoyne on the far. Matt is spotting Andrew a 1-0 lead. Matt with possession. What's up, Air Hockey Justin? We miss you. 1-1. 2-1 Matt. 2-2. Matt trying an off-speed straight. Andrew with possession. Andrew with another punch straight. Matt frustrating Andrew. There we go. 3-2 Matt. Andrew thinks he's being rained on. And flubbed in goal. And loss of mallet, loss of possession. Scores 3-3 in game 2. Andrew Anderson on the near side, Matt Lemoyne on the far. Andrew with an own goal. Andrew is losing 4-3 to Matt Lemoyne. Matt loses possession, puck off the table. Andrew just missing with a punch straight on the left side. Nice get by Andrew. Missing on the right side. Andrew missing with a right wall over. Andrew trying to defend against Matt's drifting attack. Matt scores. Matt is up 5-3 in game 2. He's already up 1-0. 6-3, Matt. Andrew says 4. I don't know if we believe him or not. Oh my goodness. 6-5, Matt Lemoyne. Matt's had about enough of that. Matt Lemoyne wins. That was nice. That was nice. Matt and Clay actually played a challenge match at the Midwest Gaming Classic in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, back at the beginning of April. Matt defeated Clay 3-0. In a competitive air hockey match outside of this tournament, you can challenge anyone who has a rank that is higher than yours. A set is the best of 7 games. Challenge matches could either be the best of 3, best of 5, or best of 7. They did a best of 5 sets. Matt won 3 sets to 0. Hey, we in the finals? I think I'm going to tap out for a second. I'm going to see if I can get Andrew to commentate in the meantime. I'll be back in a bit.
Yes, Justin, it is a 5-point spot. Ooh. Matt is really attempting with the straights here. Really off-speed straight, and then with a nice cut.
That's not a bad thing.
Matt with a nice left wall thunder. Ooh. Justin Clay is on the winner's side, so the winner of this plays Clay. Over 600 subscribers on our YouTube channel. We really appreciate it from all of you. All right, 6-6, game point either way. All right, Matt wins game 1, 6-7. All right, puck starts on David's side. All right, 5-1, David. Oh, 6-1, David. (6-2), David.
Oh, defense.
Puck's off on David. It is now Matt's possession. All right, puck is in play. All right, 6-3, David. 6-4, David. All right, 6-5. Matt with a nice right wall over. All right, now it is 6-6, game point, match point. Matt L on the right side has potential at the match. Matt has the puck. Oh, Matt L wins.
Yeah, I got you a ball.
All right, everybody. Matt Lemoyne wins for the weekly.
Awesome. Congrats, Matt. Let's go.